Following the historic sexual assault allegations against Russell Brand, YouTube has demonetised his online videos, depriving him of a reported £1 million a year in ad revenue, despite not yet being found guilty of any crimes. The calls for his cancellation have been weighed against warnings of the disturbing trend towards trial by media and social media, which other public figures have, of course, fallen victim to. Paul Gambaccini, our very own Jim Davidson and Cliff Richard were among those attacked by the Court of Public Opinion when false allegations were lodged against them as part of Operation Yewtree. The BBC even flew a helicopter over Cliff's home. Additionally, in 2015, former Conservative MP Harvey Proctor had his life turned upside down after he was the target of false paedophile claims by the fantasist Carl Beach in Operation Midland. Since his terrible ordeal, Harvey has campaigned for individuals accused of sexual offences to receive anonymity until they are charged, and Harvey Proctor joins me now. Harvey, you're very concerned about what you've seen going on in terms of trial by media of Russell Brand over the past few days.
Good evening to you and to your viewers. I'm not here to defend Russell Brand. I don't particularly like his brand of alleged humour. What I am here to defend is the golden thread in British criminal history, and that is the presumption of innocence before guilt. That, I think, has been violated tremendously in the last few days.
And
I think it's quite extraordinary that the Times, the Sunday Times and Channel 4 dispatches has apparently for the last 4 years been investigating an alleged rapist, but not gone to the police, so allowing an alleged rapist to travel the streets of the United States of America and the United Kingdom for 4 years. If they had justification and evidence, they should have insisted that the complainants should have gone immediately to the police in the USA and the United Kingdom. In that respect, the media, or this particular part of the media, have not covered themselves in glory.
And Harvey, am I correct in saying that you believe he shouldn't be named until he's charged with a crime?
I do. In my case, I was named when I was not arrested or prosecuted. My name was all around the media, both in radio and newspapers, and that had dreadful consequences for me and for other of my colleagues who were named by Mr. Beach. In my case, you know, I lost my repute and almost my life. So I feel very strongly about these matters, whether it was Mr. Brand or someone else.
And of course,
let due process follow.
And of course, he was amplified in the media, wasn't he, by James O'Brien?
Well, Mr. O'Brien is a minnow in these matters. I did rate him when I think he was talking on LBC. I was in Spain trying to avoid death threat. So I've heard others talk about O'Brien's role in these matters.
Now, Harvey, I wanted to show you, because earlier today you said that you thought Margaret Thatcher would be spinning in her grave about this march towards trial by media. And it reminded me of this wonderful moment of Maggie. Let's have a look and you can react off the back.
A court of law is the place where you deal with these matters. If you ever get trial by television or guilt by accusation, that day, freedom dies.
Freedom dies, but that's where we're at, Harvey. That's where we're at in 2023.
Mrs. Thatcher was right 30-odd years ago. She's right now. I think we have increasingly, in the last few decades, lost freedom. And I hope that we can call a halt to this. Let us see what happens in this particular case and how it rolls out. But I've been very concerned in my own case, but also in cases subsequent to that, as I've looked at. Freedom is under threat. Freedom in this country needs to be protected. And what alarms me, have you heard any politician from any party going onto the media in the last few days insisting on innocence?
No, quite the opposite.
Not a word.
Quite the opposite.
They've all had a view, one way or the other, on these matters. As I started, I have no view on Mr. Brandt. I don't know him. I'm sure I don't like him. It's the principles I'm concerned about. But from the Prime Minister downwards, not a word about innocent until proven guilty. Terrible. What are the state of politicians now compared with the clear expression of freedom by Mrs. Thatcher all those years ago?
Well, you are a man of principle. Harvey Proctor, thank you for speaking up on this. Really great to speak to you tonight.